Hello my brothers and sisters in nerdiness, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video we are painting this Stegasaurus. Thank you to Airbrush Paint for sending me out the airbrush sets of the paints, and we're using these in this video, starting off with Broodmother Purple. You will see the Airbrush Painter logo at the top right hand corner of the screen. During everything that features airbrush paints from this particular set that is sent out. I did the unboxing video for it a while ago. It's the first time I've had a chance to use any of these, and I do apologise it's taken so long. I've been dying to get into them. I just haven't had a chance to get them into them because I've been doing other things, and yeah, I've been trying to get, obviously you've seen over the past few weeks I've been trying to get models for Andy finished. He wanted the buildings done, so I've tried to get them through, and I've not been using these colours for those, so that's the reason I'm running a little late with these, but hopefully not too late, and we can see how they look now as we use them. And I'm using these without any flow improver, any thinner or anything, straight out of the bottle. It does say in the bump about it that these can be used straight out of the bottle, so I wanted to give them that opportunity to try, and they are going on lovely, straight out of the bottle, no addition to it or anything. And I'm using the purple on the underside of the model as the deep shadow. I'm not doing anything else with the underside. I'm just going to spray it purple and leave it. Now in Carmine Red, and that's I'm going to use for exactly the same reason, but from the top. So rather than blowing the airbrush upwards from the bottom, I'm blowing it from the top downwards, and you'll get that nice little transition when it hits the purple on one side of the crease, and not like a little recess or groove or whatever you want to call it, where it goes over the purple. You'll see the nice little blend, for want of a better word, between the two colours when it's at a little crease or recess, little valley in the moulding of the model. And yeah, this is going to basically act as the deep shadows inside on those little recesses when we start to put paint on for the rest of it to actually colour it. We're not doing this to, this is not the colour of the dinosaur we're doing by any means whatsoever. This is just to add the shadows, and I'm trying to get everything right before we start adding the actual bodywork colour. Why am I saying bodywork? It's a Stegosaurus, it's not a plane or a car. I'm so used to when I'm making models for them to be inanimate objects like cars and planes and things like that, rather than what do you call it, proper creatures. But if I say bodywork, I do apologise, you know what I mean. So I've noticed that we've missed some of the purple, or some of the areas that should be purple, so we're going back to the Broodmother Purple again, and we're going to rectify that now. And the way I did this, I primed it all in black, then did a zenithal highlight in grey, and then I did a higher zenithal highlight in white, just to pick out the really high points and make them stand out. And we're going to be doing a few more of these dinosaurs. I've still got a Tyrannosaurus Rex to do, and a few other smaller dinosaurs. We've got the Velociraptors done, we've got a Triceratops done, so it's just the Mesozoic creatures. I've got 2 boxes of them to do, and one of them I'm going to be doing a little diorama for my granddaughter. She likes T-Rexes, so I'm going to do a little T-Rex with another dinosaur possibly. Nice little scene for her, and shh, don't tell her, it's a surprise for her, she doesn't know I'm doing it. But as I say, at the moment we're just concentrating on this Stegosaurus, and I think I might do a little diorama with these as well, because I've got this and I've got Triceratops. Cherdbone. Next we're doing the plates on the back of the model, and the two sets of spiky horns, for want of a better word, on its tail. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think I might do a nice little diorama with featuring this one and the Triceratops as well. As though they're like in some group, they met up as well. They're making their way through the little bushy area. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of things we can do with these. I don't want to just leave them as is. I want to do something interesting with them. So yes, we're going over all of these plates, bone plates on the back with this, and thinking about it, I think I should have done these first rather than doing the shadow areas. We can make it look a little better, or get the body parts easier from this, rather than just keep what's the word I'm looking for? Keep trying to avoid it with the paint for the bones. But then I thought, no, actually keep that because it's not too bad. It gives a little bit of colour to the body of the dinosaur, and you'll see how it works with these little recesses where the red and the purple is. You'll see when it comes to adding further paint how the recesses sort of like show shadow now, because we've added them darker and bright colours, and having these over the top of them work really well. But we don't keep this colour for the bony areas for too long. It got to the stage where I was doing it, it just looked all the same. I wasn't happy with the way these plates looked, and you'll see what I do later on in the video, but I just wanted to warn you that if you're not liking it so far, it does change, so don't worry. It does, in my opinion, it just seems to all take on a monotonous, samey kind of feel to it all the way through, and I wanted to do something a little different for the the plates. And so we'll carry on using this colour, and also make really nice colours in these sets. As I said, this is, as I said earlier, this is straight out of the bottle into the airbrush, no thinner, no flow improver, it's just paint, and it's going on really, really nicely, as you can see. This is a lovely set of paints, I must admit. I've not used many of them, I've only used the ones that I've used in this video so far, but if the rest of the paints are like these, it's going to be a really good addition to anybody's painting arsenal. I do like these. Skeleton bone now. I think we're going to be adding some highlights to these bony areas and the body as well. And we'll get a few brighter colours coming in fairly soon, but as I said, this is going to be going over the raised areas, the bits that are going to be hit more by sunlight, than going over everything that we've done. And we've had to change there because we lost the compressor. I was doing this one straight after I'd done the last of the Middle Eastern buildings for Andy, the Wigan War Games, and unfortunately it just turns out that I've been using the compressor a little too long. It's overheated and just cut out. So we have to give it time to cool down a little bit, and then we can continue with our painting with it. But it's a good job I had this little battery operated one, which, to be honest, I think I broke. I don't know. Didn't last too long. Elemental bolt next. This looks a really vivid green on camera, and I do assure you that it's not that bright in real life. But it does look really vivid going on, and as you can see, it's a really bright colour. It's a beautiful shade of green, I must admit. It's I mean, I'm not saying it's a dull green. It is quite a bright, vivid green, but we had trouble. That's where I've had to pause the camera until the compressor came back on, because the battery operated one just gave up the ghost. It wasn't blowing the paint out. I took the needle out, I took the nozzles off, and everything, gave them a good cleaning, put them back in, and all it was doing was just bubbling up in the cup, and the paint was going everywhere. So I thought enough was enough. I've packed it away. I'm going to recharge it, and feral green this time. I'm going to recharge it and see if that helps. It may just have been running low on charge, I don't know. But here we are with the feral green, and we are trying to dull down the brightness of this previous one that we put on, and this feral green does the job really nicely. As I say, it's not as vivid a green as it looks on camera, but it is bright, and it looked a bit too bright for what I wanted. But this feral green just really does knock it back a little bit. Okay, now I decided I don't like the look of the bones. So we'll take some Darkwood speed paint. This is the Series 1 speed paint, not the Series 2, because I don't have any of those yet. And because I bought these sets, the Airbrush Painter logo is off the screen. And I'm going over all of the bony plates and those spikes on the tail. I'm going over all of them with this, and darkening them down tremendously. And we will go back to the actual original colours, but I realise that there's too little difference in the shades of the bones colours for this, and I wanted it really a bit darker in the little creases and cracks in the plates. So I've done it this way, and because I've added a darker brown, well, you'll see what I do in a bit. But we will be going back, as I say, to add the bone colours over this, and to make sure that it's got a good highlight to it, and I think it looks really nice. The finished photographs of the finished model will be up at the end of the video as usual, and I'll be bringing in his little Triceratops friend as well for a couple of photos. But these are really nice airbrush paints, apart from this speed paint, which isn't an airbrush paint, but you can use it through an airbrush. I just haven't tried yet. Don't know why I haven't tried, but I haven't. Ah well. So now that's that done, and we will be going back to the airbrush paints and Magnolia Brown. It's one of the few times you will see me painting with Magnolia and enjoying it. Normally when you talk about Magnolia, you're talking about a horrible creamy colour paint that you'd use for painting walls and doors and whatever. And this is different completely. So I'm going over the eyes there and adding some darkness to the eyes, going around the bottom of the plates and on the body, adding a few little designs as well, like little splotches and kind of like stripes, that kind of thing, because it will all add to its ability to almost camouflage itself, I suppose. And we're running this, as I said, all along the bottom of the spines and the plates. We have those stripes going on there, and it's coming together really nicely. And unfortunately, I think some of the red and the purple that we put on there, it doesn't seem to be standing out too much on here, but you can see it in the, or just beneath the surface of the colour that we're using, you can just see it creeping out, and it does look really nice in real life. Demonic Yellow next. We're going to brighten up the skin of this beastie by adding a few bits of this Demonic Yellow. I wanted to make the top of his head look a bit brighter than anywhere else, but again, adding this yellow over some of the green areas just brings it out nicely. Churd bone now, and this is where we're going to be highlighting the plates and the spines at the end of the tail. This gives it the look of like a bit of a highlight, and we're trying, as I said, just to get the raised areas, not the not the recesses. And we're going most of the way down the tail spikes. We're not covering everywhere. We're not so towards the actual tail itself. It's just going to show the very dark brown from the speed paint that we added. And as you can see, going down part way through the plates, not going straight down to the where the plate touches the body. That's going to leave that dark, so it's like a nice gradation to the plates. And then coming down on the body as well, just to add further colours. I mean, you could really do these any colour you want because they are lizards, and lizards come in a variety of colours. Here on the lumpy bits, there are some little lumps, it could be warts or something like that on the body. We're going to go over them with this, and then later on we'll make them a little brighter. So we didn't give the thingy enough time to cool down before it's cut out again, so we've had to pause it and we come back, and as you can see, I'm in a different t-shirt because it was a different day, and we're using matte black here, and we're going over the eye. So we'll just zoom in. We're painting just the eye area with this, just to get that depth in the eye. Well, both eyes actually, not just the one. There we are. We'll get that done rather nicely. Can't really tell which is the eye. Mummy robes on this. I don't want a pure white. I want something that's just off white. And really, I think this is a bit bright anyway. I should have mixed it in with the black to make a grey colour, but I then decided when I put it on, I decided I didn't like it. It looked a bit too cartoony, so I tried something else. And whether it worked or not, I don't know, but you'll see in a moment what I did. So we're just trying to get the eyes made a little brighter with this mummy robes. Again, not something that my painter sent me. I bought these. And now back to the war paints colours, and that's Demonic Yellow once again. And with this, we paint the eyes, so it's got nice yellow eyes there. So on where we put the mummy robes, we painted over that with yellow, and now I'm doing the pupil of each one. It's just a line down the eyeball with the matte black. So once again, with no icon, but it's returned, and we're going back to bleach bone. In fact, we're not going back to bleach bone. This is the first time we've used bleach bone, and this is going to highlight the plates, the bony plates. Now, we're not going overboard with this. We're just trying to get the top edge, and a little bit of overspray on the body doesn't matter in this case because it's the high points of the body. So if you've enjoyed this video, you can give us a like and subscribe, and if you do like and subscribe, Don't forget to ring the bell to get notified of any future videos. And if you want to, you can always become a Patreon member and help out the channel financially. And I say that's become a Patreon, or you can go on to buy me a coffee. The links for those are in the description below. And we're coming to the end of the video now. As you can see with the bleached bone, we are going over them little warts, little lumpy bits on the body, and I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going back to charred bone again. I don't know why, can't remember why we did this. Oh yes, the bleached bone left it looking a little grey on the top, so I wanted to add a bit more brownie into it. But as I say, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's about all we've got time for, so until next time, as always, stay safe and take care. God bless, and bye for now.